Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Good morning, Warband. This is Yeetus. Welcome to episode 128 of Yeetus' Thoughts. Hopefully, you guys are just waking up, getting ready for work, sipping on that coffee, or just driving on your way to work, whatever it is. Just make sure you listen to what we have to say today. Because, yeah, it's another morning stream. It is what it is, but me and Gray, we understand that we're going to be busy this afternoon. Too busy to make a live stream today. But you already know, the grind does not stop for the Warband whatsoever. All right? We will try our best every time to pump out content for you guys. And for all the men out there that needs to listen. And this is a topic that just popped up in my head last night. And I know it's been talked about often throughout the years, but I believe it will be a good opportunity for me and Gray to get into the nitty gritty of, does men actually have a wall to hit? Because a lot of men, they say no, men don't really hit the wall, which is true, but not in a way that it's the same for women, because at the end of the day, men and women are different. And we're going to explain that the wall for men and women are different, okay? Because it's not just looks when it comes to men, at least in my opinion, whatsoever. Yeah, looks are important, but it is only important to the person or to the gender that values it, right? Men, we value beauty. We value youthfulness. We value fertility. Women, they don't value looks as much as men does when it comes to looking for a long-term partner. And I'm sure Gray got plenty of steps, plenty of theories that he's going to explain to you guys very soon. So I believe this will be a good stream, a very good stream. But before we begin, I will read you guys' comments and then I'm going to let Gray in. And on top of that, if you want to support the Warband, support your boy Sir Yeetus, the best way to donate is through those links on top of the chat, paypal.me/Sir Yeetus or Cash App/Sir Yeetus. You can also super chat, super thanks, any type of donation. I don't care. I appreciate all of them. Okay. But if you can't donate, it's whatever. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to all the gems that are going to be dropped on you. Okay. All right. Let me read all this right quick. Joshua Harper, what's going on, man? D-Man, what's going on? Voice of a Free America. Can men hit a wall? Yes and no. It's not the same wall as women, though. Yep, I agree. The men's wall is hitting the annual money earned versus appearance ratio wall. An 80-year-old that looks like one half what? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, oh, it's a part two. Looks like a hentai fat bastard can pull a 18, 19, 20-year-old that looks like a Playboy model if he's got a fat enough bank account. Look at Anna Nicole Smith from the 1990s. I agree 1,000,000%. You know what? I ain't even going to read all this yet. I'm going to bring in Gray because I already know this is going to be a great conversation. That guy Pete, yes, men, of course they can. Biology doesn't care. I agree. But we're going to get down to nitty-gritty right now. Gray, what's going on, man?
Good morning, Warband. Honestly, if they're heading off to work on a Saturday, then they're really on that grind set.
True. They're truly the ones that the grind does not stop because I rather sleep in on the weekends. Oh, thank you, Jinzo. Yeetus, you're on fire. Hey, it's all thanks to Gray. I'm able to freely talk about certain topics that can be openly challenged, right? Because I don't want to talk you guys' ears off and you're not able to truly see the other side of the story or a different point of view. So this is a great contribution. All right. I'm not just on fire. Gray's on fire. Well, I'm literally on fire, but okay. That's but for the topic today, Gray, to keep it simply put, do men hit the wall?
Not the same wall, but men do hit walls.
How so?
For example, athleticism. Like men do peak in their athletic prowess very early in life, about the same age that a woman's fertility maxes out. Like, you're not going to be an Olympic level athlete at 40.
I agree. That's why a lot of athletes, right, professional athletes, they tend to leave their careers in their 30s because they can't keep up anymore with the young guys. I agree.
Yeah. So there are points where a man's testosterone peaks out and it's very much a physical wall. Now, can he still remain in decent shape? Yes. Perhaps he can't compete with those that trained up that are 20 years younger than him, but he's not inherently inferior to everyone 20 years younger than him.
Yes, because on top of the physical, the physique, the athleticism that he possibly can have. Believe it or not, gentlemen, experience will always be on your side. Like boxing and actually, let's just say almost any sport. The reason why the older gentleman tends to still be around, well, I mean older, I mean mid to late 30s, is because even though the young guys that are 18, 19, 20, coming in all fresh, ready to go, they don't have the experience. Experience is key, right? To even still get wins at that age, 35, 38. But just on athleticism alone, I completely agree with Gray. You know, as long as you can keep up with your body and stay physical shape, you can still prolong the male wall. So yeah, I agree.
That's the thing. The wall probably isn't even a very accurate metaphor for what men hit, because men peak, and then it's often a slow decline, or variously slow decline of potential. Because, like, for a woman, like, it's very much a sharp cliff. If you looked at fertility on kind of a fertility over time, or like success, like likelihood of pregnancy success over time, it's going to very sharply decrease, like probably around mid 20s, early 30s.
So what you're saying is another analogy should be used, such as you know a fire slowly burning out, or uh, a tank running out of gas, like something that is a slow burn where it slowly disappears over time.
Yeah, honestly, over the hill kind of used to be a term for like men over 40, because that was like the point where their decline really started. And I think over the hill kind of works.
Right.
Instead of like men don't hit the wall, they go over the hill.
Because, yeah, once you hit that peak at the hill, it's that slow decline on your way down. I agree with that analogy.
Yeah.
Whether how slow and fast you want to go down is it's up to you. But
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you could absolutely like hit the peak of your hill early and like just bottom out. You could decide to roll down the hill and jump down the hill. Like you don't have to take it slow, but the potential for men gradually declines over time.
because though the over the hill analogy in itself, in my opinion, is also complex, right? Because once again, for long term, being physically fit is important to a woman, but that's not the only factor that keeps her around.
Oh, absolutely. But peak physical fitness, that's really the closest thing men have to a wall. A point where age has determined like you can no longer reach that level of potential. For the many other facets in life that a man can contribute to his community, his own benefit, and his family, yeah, that stuff does not peak early on. In fact, I believe it's men's peak earning age is at 50. But that does not mean that a 55-year-old is going to make substantially less than his 50-year-old self. It's just more so that that's when his career is kind of at the peak. And at that point, it's a matter of maintaining it.
So, what analogy would you give then for a man's ability to get resources? Because technically, he can do that for the rest of his life in the sense of being able to provide.
I still think a hill is appropriate because it's a gentle slope on both sides.
Okay, well, how about the fact that he was well off he was well off for a few years, then he hit hard times, then he came back on again, then he was like okay, then he's able to skyrocket to the upper class, and then something weird happened again, and now he's back down. Like, be able to provide definitely in itself is complex and has a lot of factors, but as long as you have the ability to provide, and at this day and age you don't have to work as hard, technically. What's up?
Well, that's the thing, because those are all various exceptional circumstances. I'm talking just raw potential. Because most men, if they did everything right, were extremely lucky, and got presented with a ton of opportunities, they could become very high earners.
Yeah, I would just give examples of, like, just shit goes south, because anything in life can happen that shit can go south when it comes to getting resources.
Yeah, like shit going south, but short of an injury that is crippling or causes severe mental damage that inhibits potential, the potential of the man who is rich or is poor at a certain age,
Right.
largely the same. Like, assuming, like, say you had two men equal positions, let's say senior management in their careers at 35, and then there's a major business merger at one of them gets canned completely and blacklisted because of business politics. His potential is not necessarily any less than his contemporary. It's just a run of bad luck that puts him in that particular circumstance where he's in a lower position.
So, based on what we just talked about just now, you will still say that a man obtaining the resources, because that still plays a big factor when it comes to what a woman wants and what she desires in a man. You will still say that analogy, the over the hill analogy, can be used for getting resources.
Well, I think as a man, I see it.
Right.
A woman might not, because they usually don't play the long game. Like, they'll look at the guy who just lost his job, and if he doesn't have a job within the next 2 weeks to a month, she'll ditch him. Whereas, like, if she was smart and played the long game, she'd realize, if I am with him and support him in his lowest point, not only does he have the potential to bounce back even stronger, but he will also attribute his new position to me and hang on to me ever harder, so I'll have more emotional leverage on him.
Okay. I agree with that one. I agree. I'm just putting it out there for the chat to hear and talk about, because once again, a man's wall and a man's hill and a woman's wall are not the same, right? That's why we have different analogies. Okay, it's not the same. Don't look at it as being the same, right? In my opinion, the woman's wall is a lot less complex than a man's hill.
Yeah, because a woman's wall is directly tied to fertility. Because, like, a man with resource acquisition, there's so many different ways that a man can acquire resources. And he's capable of starting entirely new fields and careers at various points of his life and various ages. And we see that women do recognize, at least on a subconscious level, that the male wall is far later in life, because they will pursue relationships with men of all ages, but typically older than they are.
Yeah, because eventually, Father Time, comes for us all, and we will lose the ability. We will lose our athletic ability and the ability to provide when it comes to labor. So I agree. The wall is just, just crash and burn, like just in flames, right? But when it comes to the hill, it's literally like going on a hike, like going up on the hill, enjoying the view, like this is nice, and then just take that slow trip all the way down. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And that's really like it is very much a cruel advantage that men can spend. Like, think about this.
You would say it's
Throughout history, like when men's lifespans weren't up to 80, their entire life, like up to 60, could be entirely on the upward track.
I agree. I thought you said it's cruel for a man to have that advantage. All right, I was about to go in
Yeah,
on
that's the
that.
thing. That's the thing.
Objection.
Like it's cruel to women that they can't do that.
Right, but there's a reason why. There's a big reason why we have this big old hill, right? Because we need enough time at least to acquire enough resources. Because not all of us are lucky with the silver spoon. Like we ain't born. Not all of us are born in royalty.
Well, that's the thing. Not even a matter of royalty, but like a man's responsibility does not end with childbirth. Like if a woman pops out 3 kids and then dies in childbirth on the fourth and takes the kid with her, her genes have still been successful. They've still been passed on.
I agree.
But the man can't die as soon as the kid pops out. He has to raise them to adulthood, which even being very like bare minimum 13 years. Bare minimum the man has to provide for at least 13, probably closer to 15 years after the child is born.
I agree, 1,000,000%. I agree. Because at least in my opinion, I know it's both parents, but it hurts the father more, in my opinion, if he has to bury his own child.
Yes.
Because that's a evolutionary fail, right?
Yeah.
Like that's.
But
I'm not speaking in terms of just biology alone. I know there's love and all that stuff.
yeah, but I'm talking more on like the basic level for your standard family unit. The children are far less likely to survive in a society absent of a welfare state if the father dies. If the father dies early in a child's life and there's no welfare state to provide for them, those children's days are numbered and they're probably not going to live long enough to reproduce.
Yeah, they're because they gotta fend for themselves for the most part if they don't have any extended family that's willing to look after them. So I agree. What's up with this one? Bam. Which this is gonna roll into the next topic. I think confidence is a massive factor. Other than resources and physical appearance, if you have no confidence, you're lacking perspective and likely attitude. See, that's a problem for majority of men when they're young, right? And I'm gonna start at 18 years old, all right, even though I know it's younger, but I'm gonna start at 18, right? No woman per se wants to date an 18-year-old unless you're Chad Tyrone, right? So you're on the bottom of that hill.
Like
And
honestly, man, you're gonna like unless you got super lucky with your genetics, like you are fucking scum until 30.
I agree, at least.
Like you are basically the equivalent. It's kind of like a Benjamin Button thing. Like a man at 18 is equivalent to a woman at 40.
Yes. No, believe me, even when I was that dude back in college and stuff, oh, it was man, so annoying. Like how women perceive young dudes. So annoying. You know, like unless you have the genetics as a like a Greek god, they are not looking at a young dude's way. At least when it comes to uh
Well,
sex.
let's be honest. Like in high school, one of the biggest differences between whether or not we're got like here's the difference. You can actually tell us. Here's the jeez. Anyway, basically, if you got laid in high school, you probably had a car.
Agreed. Agreed. It was so easier back then. So easier. Oh man.
Now,
Oh,
not sure if it's as easy these days because like Tinder and all that stuff is far more accessible. But you go back just a decade or two, and yeah, whether or not you got laid largely depended on whether or not you had a car. Because
yep.
women would absolutely sleep with you for access to a vehicle.
And once you hit college or around 18 or whatever, you can't compete. You can't compete with the older guys. You are successful. It is what it is. That's life. Once again, unless you are that dude that won the genetic lottery or a trust fund baby, you cannot compete. I've been out there. I don't know how many guys in this chat has been out there in the dating game, at least in the early 2010s. But you cannot compete, right? Because their expectations skyrocketed to another solar system, even farther than that. You need to be all these things, and half the things you don't even know what to do. Like you never learned it yet. Like what the fuck you mean insurance? Car insurance? Oh, you were talking about health insurance. I'm on my parents' health insurance. All of a sudden, bam, instant turn off. God damn! Like
yeah, first coffee date. So, what's your health insurance plan? Like, well, I'm still on my parents' insurance. Dials up. Come pick me up, babe. This is a loser we're dealing with.
wait, what do you mean, babe? Oh man, gentlemen, I'm telling you, like if you've been out there in the dating game, it is not a good experience as a young man for most of us. It's not. Don't get me wrong. I still got my game on. And I still got laid, but I wish I had it way easier, like Chad and Tyrone and Trust Fund Baby did. Because the world, they're no joke. What's up?
And let's be honest, a huge part of it too is the media. Like every single like sitcom or cartoon or whatever, like, no matter basically every time post puberty is always showing the main characters in some kind of relationships, and basically every male character has some sort of female equivalent. At least the majority of males, no matter how fucking low they might be on the cartoon social tier, they still have an equivalent woman that they get paired up and shipped with.
Right. I definitely agree with you on that one, man.
So then you get all these guys and they hit that age group and they expect it to be just like all these shows have promised them, that there's going to be one at your level for you. And then they're shocked to realize that all these women are looking at the exact same dude and they're not pairing off with their equivalents. And so they feel fucking depressed because now they feel that they're even lower than they thought they were.
True, but I'm gonna read this right quick because this is actually a good side topic we can have. I did have an edge in the 2010s. I was a sailor, and I show up with a pair of lesbians I served with aboard on a ship with. Uniform fetishes are a thing, so is pre-selectment. Hey, once again, Army, 6 years. I definitely know what you're talking about, bro. I know what you're talking about. Once you put on a uniform as a young man, you get hollered at by all ages of women. Why? It's not really because of you, right? That's you as a person. Let's keep it real. You give the status. You elevate her status as a woman that she was able to get with a military man. No matter how much the bad rumors are within the military, if she's able to say, "Yeah, I went out with a Marine, I went out with the army guy, going out there serving our country," you elevate her status, and on top of that, guaranteed resources if she gets married, guaranteed. This is why
What's
we were. What's up?
well, that's the thing. It's not like when a woman gets with a man in uniform, she's not getting with the individual, she's getting with the institution.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I
let's
said. She's
use
just
like let's use cops for an example. Like if a woman gets with a regular dude, that gives her no protection for speeding tickets. If she
right.
gets in with a cop and is invited along to like the policeman's ball and gets to socialize with all the other cop, she is never going to get a speeding ticket ever again.
I agree because it also depends how high your position is. That's a big factor. Yeah, unfortunately, in the fact of life, people in high places can get away with a lot more things than you. It is what it is. That's why the competing to get to the top as a man is crucial, right? Because that's even more women, especially younger, attractive women, coming after you. Because once again, it's the respect, it's the power, it's the once again guaranteed resources that she can get. It's not a chance, she's guaranteed it. Why do you think I was told to avoid? And I'm sure anybody that's a veteran here knows as well to avoid any woman that lives near the base. Avoid them like the fucking plague. Because they're obviously on the hunt. They're on the prowl. They're smelling for that young blood or the oblivious, older, higher ranking gentleman. Right? They're only out for the uniform, not you. It is what it is.
It's like to get with Leonardo DiCaprio, first you must get with his pool boy.
Yeah, I'll go back with the boys and continue drinking. Yeah, go away. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. No way in hell. But
Uh,
I do agree with what Voice of America, Voice of a Free America said. I'm telling you, man, it's one of the only things that an average man can do to elevate his status is to join the military. One of the few things, right? Because it's not just resources, it's the status and respect that comes with it. All right, you're not a plumber, not a welder, not a garbage man. Even though I respect all blue collar jobs, it's no joke. But for some reason, women are attracted to that type of excitement going out with military personnel. Right? That's what they deem socially acceptable to be of status. Right? They're able to elevate their own status. They can't. They believe in their mind they cannot elevate with a plumber, with a garbage man, with a cable guy. So just put it out there, for everybody to hear.
well, that's the thing. It's because it's the institution of the government. Like, and the government is the biggest, toughest man on the block. Like, no plumber is going to be able to get the ear of the government, who is the primary financer of women.
I agree. And they're not looking for the garbage man to, well, for now, not looking for the garbage man to protect them if war breaks out. Right. And who's the big dog that's telling these cannon fodders to go out and fight? The government.
Yeah. Now, like, let's be honest. The only people that get the same kind of respect as a government employee without being directly connected to the government are men connected to the mafia or gangs in some cases.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm telling you, gentlemen, honestly, that will be a good topic to talk about, actually. Honestly, that'll be a good live stream. I have so much to say when it comes to women, uh, women. Okay, how do I say? Men elevate women's status, not the other way around. Men elevate women's status. And one of the big ones on why women are attracted to the gangsters, the mob, biker boys, or whoever it is, if they can date one of the top guys or the top guy, she can literally whisper sweet nothings to his ear to get the rest of the gang to do what she wants, or she can use that top dog's name as a threat. Right? There was a perfect example in the show Sopranos where Tony Soprano's wife used Tony's name to force a school board member to put their child and to put their daughter into college. Right? She went up to the school. The college was like, we don't have any positions right now. And once again, Tony is the mob boss. Technically, he's the top guy.
Right.
And once she used the name, she's like, "Oh shit! Well, there is an opening. Oh, what do you know? Let's just let's put her through that school." That's why one of the main reasons women are attracted to those big, bad, aggressive, I don't give a damn guys. You know, it's a complicated, but not at the same time not so complicated topic that we can definitely do on a live stream in the future. But Gray, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think like a more real life example I've heard of is the police chief's wife. Like the police chief's wife is going to go around acting like she's the chief of police,
Or the judge's wife, or the post commander's wife. Fuck that bitch.
or in some cases, the CEO's wife for a company. I remember a story I heard about that where it was basically the daughter of, I think, either this, like the wife of either the CEO or upper management, just went around and basically just harassed the employees under the guise of being like an inspector of some kind. Everyone fucking hated her, but you couldn't do anything about it because she was the wife of the superior.
I agree. So with all these examples that we have, we can definitely go through in the future. Who's truly the prize here? Who's truly elevating who?
Well, it's funny because like now that these women have these positions completely independent of men, they're squawking and crying about how it's too hard and they need more paid leave. It's like, so you want to get paid the exact same and get more time off.
So you want equity, not equality. You want the equal outcome. You don't want the responsibility or the
you want the same fucking paycheck as a man, and you want to work fewer hours than him. But the problem is now, since it's all females, they don't have any men to push their jobs off to anymore.
bingo. Now it's just a nagging fest amongst the women.
Yeah, they're all trying to push their jobs off onto each other, and all it's doing is causing the burnout to go even faster.
Yep. And the real reason why women don't want to work with other women, right, as bosses, is because their looks, their flirtatious charms, right, their nice curves, you 9 times out of 10 won't work on another woman.
Women don't simp for women.
Exactly. Unless they, roll a certain way. But that's besides the point.
No, that's the thing. Even then, they won't simp for them.
No. Well,
They might stand for them, but they won't simp for them.
They're the outliers because I've seen it personally.
Would you say it's more simping or standing?
Sipping.
Right? It's
I've seen
simping,
it.
huh?
But it's because they rolled that way, and also the position of power. It worked, but once again, it's only a tiny group.
Yeah, but rule of thumb that women don't simp for women, but there are exceptions.
Right. But the exceptions don't make the rule. So I agree. So when it comes to that aspect, gentlemen, I know we kind of went way off topic, but a lot of, to sum up a lot of women's complaining and moaning these days, it's just straight up projection, and just straight up they believe a guy's life was much easier than it looked, right? So once they went over to LARP as a man and pretend to be a man and get all the man's jobs and positions and authority, they thought that they were going to get the good shit about being a man. But once they got that bad shit, oh, whoa, what is this? Whoa, I have to work overtime?
You know what I can imagine? This is what they're going to complain about next. Why didn't the men complain that their work was hard?
Because
we didn't know. We didn't know it was this hard. They just came home and sat down and watched television. They didn't complain about it. When I have any minor inconvenience, I complain about it for hours on end. How did they get through a day of this without having to complain my ear off for the entire evening?
I'm gonna ask the chat right quick. Chat. Everybody in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you believe in a man's world. To put it in summary, when it comes to competing to be the best, it's either thrive or perish, right? And I'll explain that in a bit. But put a 1 in the chat if you believe in a man's world, when it comes to the hierarchy, when it comes to the competition or whatever it is, when it comes to requiring resources, you either thrive or perish. We can't afford to complain. What do you think about that question, Gray?
Well, I think it's far simpler than just thrive or perish. Like, yeah, you don't bitch or complain at work. But I think that what these women didn't realize was they're not used to men complaining when they get home. Like, think about a woman gets home after what she thinks is a tough day. She'll bitch and complain about every minor inconvenience. All the kind of shit that men, if they went through the exact same thing, would either brush off, or they'd just kind of be generally pissed off, crack open a couple beers, and sit down on the couch for an hour or two and be fine.
Yep. Because once again, we explained this yesterday. Men, we deal with grievances differently, right? And also, we know that even if we did complain, this is of no use. Nobody will truly care besides the homies or male family members.
But that's why I think that women are going to complain that they didn't realize what it was like, because men didn't complain to them.
I agree.
And so they're like, well, how are we supposed to know it was like this? No, none of our TV show soaps showed that it was like this. None of our fathers, if they were even in the house, told us it was like this. And every time a man did tell us that we didn't want this, we just called them misogynist and ignored them.
Yep, I agree. And anytime a man tries to give a woman solutions at work or pretty much anywhere else, automatic mansplaining. Why can't you just take criticism like your male coworker right here? If I talk to him the same way I'm talking to you right now, he'll be able to nod his head okay, I see what you're saying. Let me change it up this time. Thank you for your advice.
It's why don't men mentor us? Stop mansplaining how to do my job.
Right, what the fuck? I'm telling you that you're using the wrong tool, and this is what you need to use to get the job done and in a more efficient time. I am powerful. I am a woman. Hear me roar. I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck if you have a vagina or not, bro. Just get the shit done. Like, I don't care. I really don't. You know, that's why it's a lot easier for men to work together, right? Because we're just trying to get the shit done. Like, honestly, and we at times find the most efficient way, the fastest way to get it done. Believe it or not, we don't always follow the protocols, right? As long as it doesn't get anybody hurt, we find the quickest and fastest route to get the job done.
Yeah. Well, and even if, like if you're working with a guy and tempers start to flare up, like it is unwise to try to escalate the situation or to try to assert dominance in that situation, because that just means it's going to take longer for the cause of the irritation to get dealt with.
Yes. And then the job will take longer to get done.
And then everyone's going to get more pissed off, and it's going to be an endless cycle of fucking bitching until like either everyone goes home pissed or someone goes away in a body bag.
This is why we say all the time, I'm sure all you men, you've been in that situation or you've seen that situation. We will handle it after work. We will talk about it after work. But right now, we need to get this shit done. Because if we don't, nobody's getting paid, or somebody's getting some type of get written up. So if we have issues, we'll handle it after work. I've seen it all the time. Remember, gentlemen, the military is a different beast. Different beast. But we all know whether I hate your goddamn guts or not, the mission needs to get done. After it's completed, then we will handle our business. Would you agree, Gray?
Well, yeah, especially in the military, because like, look, it doesn't matter how much we don't get along. Either we're all getting out of here or we're all going home in body bags.
Yep. Or
So, like,
we all gonna
we
get
can-
yelled at.
Yeah, so like we can settle this shit off hours behind the bar if we really feel we need to at that point.
Oh, go to the wood line. It's pretty much go to an area where you can't be seen, and we duke it out.
And then that shit, and then it's fucking done at that point.
Yeah, we first take off our ranks though. We take it off, so we are on equal footing. So it's just putting it out there. Just
yeah, honestly, I forget what show it was, but really kind of put some military stuff into perspective. When there's this one guy who, like, the guys had beef, and one of them outranked the other, and the lower ranked guy refused to salute him, and the higher ranked guy called him over and said, like, look, you salute. Yeah, I think you probably know the scene starring like the actor for Ross from Friends. And he was like, look, you salute the uniform, not the man.
Yes. And I love that quote. I love bro. Because it's so true. It's so true. Because no matter what type of beef that we have with one another, especially in the military, respect the uniform. It is what it is, right? Because there's countless others that died in that uniform, in that rank, or whatever it is. Always respect, and it's Band of Brothers. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That's why we take off our ranks, take off our tops, so we are at least in equal footing. Well, if we have to duke it out.
Yeah, like symbolic, but it's very important.
Very important. Because I'm telling you, gentlemen, it still happens to this day. It still happens, right? Probably not as much because, new army, right? New military. But it's like, how do I say? How do I explain it? Because there's not too many jobs that you're able to duke it out with your boss and pretty much get away with it. So
No,
it's hard for me.
it's really not. Not unless you got a Fight Club style thing going on.
Pretty much, like you don't talk about Fight Club. Like it's crazy. You know, ironic because I'm talking about it right now, but it's pretty much common knowledge.
Whatever. I broke the rule first, but
I fall for my country. I'm going to break the rule. But hey, it was a wild time in military, gentlemen. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's technically we're one of the last few occupations left that accept duels. Pretty much. Like you take off the glove and you slap somebody in the face.
sorry, like there's like Yu-Gi-Oh references in the chat, so I'm just picturing like people settling disputes by pulling out a deck of playing cards.
Bro, I'm telling you that honestly, we should bring that back as, you know, older millennials / Gen Zs. Oh, you want to fight right now? What's else you want to do? It's time to duel. And it's just like set up the board and everything. Everybody's like, what is going on? Like,
You don't even need to set the board. Y'all just like pull out your fucking deck, sit down, cross-legged, and start throwing, and draw your fucking like 7 cards or whatever.
they hear in the distance, no, my life points. Blue eyes, white dragon.
Oh god, honestly, that kind of show in the anime was fucking weird. I think Metabots was probably the wildest of all because you had kids carrying around like military grade technology to settle any dispute, and every time they would, a fucking referee would pop out of fucking nowhere to judge it and make official calls.
Oh, bro, it would be like I wonder what kind of duels it would be if it was world leaders. Like, like what he says, Lapun will have an awesome deck. Like you go up against a world leader just to, you know, stop a country from getting taken over or something like that, or getting rid of sanctions. Like, I challenge you to a duel.
Okay, no, honestly, Putin's KGB, he'd have one of those bullshit trap decks. Like, I don't know if you ever played against them, but they had like 5 monsters and like 35 different trap cards. So there's just a shit ton of activations and you're dead in 5 turns.
Francesco, no. Let's not go that far, bro.
No. Hey, no, you know the shiny warhead card is the 5 pieces of Exodia.
No, I will shit my face. Relax. You don't have to
Every
go that
world
far.
leader, every world leader has Exodia in their side deck, but they just all agree not to use it.
Nah, fuck that. I can see Putin just slowly creeping towards that red button. Just his fingers just like, like shiny warheads, obliterate.
Oh god, no, it's like fucking. It's like, oh shit, he side decked after losing that last one. A bunch of cards went in. Like, oh shit, that's a Witch of the Black Forest. Oh shit, he's going for Exodia. Yeah, quick. DEFCON 1. DEFCON 1. Putin has Exodia. Repeat, Putin has Exodia.
And last one before we get back on track, because I don't want to know the older gentleman be like, yo, what the fuck are they talking about? But Jiraiya, Gray seems like the type of guy to play the guy card with a huge fuck you. Yep. Definitely that guy. Even if you have just one life point, he'll do it.
Oh god, no, that reminds me. There's this one. I was working part time, and this other guy like he played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I thought like, okay, it'd be kind of fun. So he gives me his spare deck. The dude just starts throwing down defense monsters and stalling, and it is the most boring bullshit. So I got just fucking pissed, and then I just creamed him in 1 turn as soon as I took out his defense monster and refused to play with him again. It was like, no, Now, if that's your fucking strategy, you are not fun to play with.
Nah, we're going to have to fight at that point. We will have to flip the table and fight. One turn? Nah. I can't let that.
I mean, I didn't finish him on turn 1, but he stalled out for like 5 to 10 turns, not even attacking, just having a fucking monster in defense position until I got something big enough to plow through it and just ripped his life points because I'd fucking prepped for that moment.
Oh, not like that one video, like I draw pot of greed,
which allows me to draw 2 cards. You always have to say what pot of greed does every time you play it.
which allows me to draw pot of greed. Like, bro, I would be so pissed off. Like, I'm sure that's why pot of greed was banned.
Oh god, honestly, fucking early Yu-Gi-Oh was crazy because, like, seriously, fucking Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster, like how those actually got into the game, people were not considering the meta. Raigeki, you play a magic card, you wipe out every monster card on your opponent's side of the field. Like, what does that cost you? Oh, nothing. You just play the card.
Yeah, I'll definitely ban that shit. Okay, one more comment before we continue. Sorry, I laughed at this comment so hard. Imagine watching a politician be sent to the shadow realm. Yo.
Are we sure Biden's not already in the shadow realm?
Oh shit! Like, oh, we got somebody has to say Yugi Boy, or something in that caliber. Like, you just have that. Oh, that's
Trudeau, man. Like, if you got like the coded one, that's definitely Trudeau.
Like Yugi Boy, or how should you say? I don't know what he will call his Canadians, but yeah, I'll say that's Trudeau. I agree. But let's continue with the conversation because we definitely sidetracked. And before we continue, once again, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus, support the Warband, the 2 links on top of the chat is the best way to donate, Cash App or PayPal. But you can super chat, super thanks, whatever it is. Any donations are appreciated. And if you don't donate or you just don't want to donate, you can't donate. I don't care. All right. Just listen to what we have to say, even if it's Yu-Gi-Oh references, okay? All right, back off. I'm trying to have a good day today. Okay. So we touch upon a man or young man when he's 18. And you know what? I will officially change if a man hits the wall, we will change it to the man walks over the hill, or man, how would you say it?
Let's see. When a man is over the hill, like, okay. It's basically you're either going uphill, you've peaked, or you're over the hill.
Yes, when the man's over the hill, that's a good one. Yeah, we thought about this analogy earlier in the live stream, so yeah, I'm throwing that the man doesn't have the wall, right? Because men and women are not the same.
Well, now personally, I'd say keep it in the title though, because it's good clickbait.
We'll keep it title. Yeah, we'll keep it there. But I do agree. When the man walks over the hill, that makes a lot more sense on the journey a man goes through from a young man all the way up into his elderly age, right? And we were just talking about this earlier as well, Gray. You know, we touch upon a woman's jealousy when it comes to even when a man is losing his physical attributes, whether his athleticism or his looks. Even though many of us, we age like fine wine if we take care of ourselves, she can't do the same thing. She can't rely on her portfolio, her accolades, her income to keep a man around, unlike the older gentleman, right? So if a man is 55 and a woman's 55, she gets so envious and pissed off that she wanted to LARP as a man all these years and she's making big bucks, big money, but she can't keep a man by her side without paying that man. But the gentleman doesn't care if the woman stays or not, right? He always has a shit ton of rotations, especially if he's at least financially successful, right? His options are way bigger than hers around 55 years old.
Oh, definitely. That's why older women consistently go for younger men, because those are the only men who will find value in an older established woman.
Which is very cringe when they brag about it on TikTok or whatever. About I'm 50 years old and all these younger men want you. Yeah, because you're a cannon fodder when it comes to dating.
Yeah, none of that. That's the thing. I wouldn't mind that so much if they'd stop calling older men dating younger women Hollywood sexuals.
Bro, you heard about the big deal of Danny? Was it his name? Danny Glover? Glover?
What, Danny Glover? Nah, didn't hear about that.
We're talking about the same guy, right? The black dude.
Yeah, black actor.
Yeah, he played in Rocky and shit, right? And with Terminator and crazy physique. Goddamn. Anyway, he got criticized because him at 75 years old is dating a woman that's 55 years old, and the 55-year-old who was also black, definitely she hit the wall, but she definitely is delaying the wall, right? Like she took pretty good care of herself, and a lot of people just went after him like crazy because they thought that he was still married. So this was a perfect gotcha moment, especially for black women, right? They're like, look at this guy. Oh, he's a piece of shit. Oh, why are you dating a woman 20 years younger? Turns out that he's actually separated from his wife. And I guarantee you there's at least one woman out there that will call Glover a creep for dating a woman that's 20 years younger.
Yeah. And of course, they're always jealous that he's not dating them. Like, that's always the case.
Yeah, and I
wish they could get with him.
Right. And then when they found out that he wasn't married, right? Now they went after the 55-year-old saying that, oh, you just with Glover because of his money for the cloud and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ladies. Once you reach that man's age, 75 years old, no, you would understand. But men understand. I wouldn't give a fuck.
It's like, ladies, you're projecting so fucking hard. We have a second full moon this month.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I don't care if she wants to use my name for clout or wants a little bit of my pocket change or whatever. As long as she's giving up the booty, especially at 75 years old, I don't care. In fact, I guarantee you Glover could go much younger if he wanted to. But y'all still had a problem with a 55-year-old woman?
They have a problem with any woman that isn't them.
I'm like, what? It's crazy. I'm like, but he's not going after the 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds. He went after a 55-year-old. And y'all still try to paint him as the bad guy. Still try to paint him as a creep. This is why a lot of men are not listening to y'all anymore. Like, there's no pleasing you. There's no pleasing you at all.
They don't want to be pleased. They want to be pissed off. It's just a question of what can they get pissed off about today.
Yeah, and when said and done, what does my personal life have to do with you? I know he's a celebrity, right? He's an actor, and legendary actor. Well, how is this ruining your day? How is this pissing you off?
Because they don't have like Danny Glover on their arm.
Yeah, or hobbies or life, right?
Like, that's the thing. All they have is fucking getting angry on Twitter. That's their life. Bitching on Facebook. That's their life. They don't have a man. They don't have children. At least I fucking hope that they don't have children. Because they might. And that makes it worse. Because if you, like, seriously, if you care more about who some celebrity is dating than the well-being of your own children, well,
it's crazy, man. And the reason why we're saying this, chat, is because around 55 years old, both men and women, men are getting what they want, right? As long as you're still looking young, attractive, and able to cater to a man's needs, whatever his needs are, because every man is different, he's winning. Because there's countless women out there for him to choose from at that age if he's financially successful and all that stuff. But with a woman, she can't attract Chad and Tyrone. She can't attract a successful Chad and Tyrone anymore. She can't even attract a simp per se that's successful anymore when she reaches 55.
Honestly, no, she can't. A 55-year-old couldn't even get with a broke 18-year-old.
Yes, and that is her worst. That is literally her worst fear. Like it is, like yo, I can't attract nobody. Like even the young man that doesn't have anything, and I'm bragging him. I'm like, hey, you know, one PS5 young man. He's like, nah, I'm good. Bam, she's just stuck with her money. That's all she has, and a couple of cats.
Man,
That's why. That's why we say women wall, men. She just has to walk over that hill because our journeys are different, and biology is a big factor in that. What did I say about that, Graham?
I'm just trying to think of like what kind of interactions would a 55-year-old woman even be able to get? And I'm thinking maybe if she's got a male caregiver.
Oh,
Like
don't get me
maybe
started.
maybe the fucking Uber Eats delivery dude.
She calls a cable guy like 20 times a week to come over and fix something, and yeah, it happens a lot in a lot of suburban neighborhoods.
Yeah, true. Like the gardener, the plumber. Like she takes a fucking shit that breaks the toilet every single week and has to call the plumber in.
Right, like I've been here 3 times today. What's wrong, woman? And she's wearing nothing but a robe. And even when she
And it's like, look, lady, I have unclogged your toilet 3 times a week. There is nothing sexy about you.
Yep.
I have seen every disgusting thing that you have put down that toilet. I don't know how much you fucking eat or whose cat that was, but you are not sexy.
Yep. And when she takes off that robe, you tell her to put it back on. Then bam, you crushed her soul. You
don't even fucking tell her to put that shit back on. You just leave.
Oh, that too. That can work. But technically,
you don't telling her to put it on is still engaging with her. No, you just fucking turn around and leave and write down this as an incident report to the day to file to your boss in case it becomes a lawsuit later.
Oh, that too. But whether you engage or not, technically you can get press charges against her. So
yeah, you know those things aren't going to go through. I'm thinking more so like if she files anything against you, you want to make sure you got shit on record for that day that you didn't fucking touch her and what she tried with you.
If you're going to her house at least 3 times a day, and you know she's coming on to you, it's common sense to put on a fucking camera and record.
This is true. Or at the very least, like tell your boss. Well, it depends whether or not if you're self-employed, just refuse. Say you're busy. Say you got other jobs. If your boss is sending you there, tell him what's going on and say, "Stop sending me there. She's trying to get in my pants, and it's disgusting."
And I have a friend that works at a postal office that delivers mail, right? A mailman, right? He goes around and do that crazy shit. The incidents of women trying to get at him spiked recently in the last couple of years. And I know it's gonna get worse because he's not a bad looking guy, right? And he's 5'11". So he's close to 6 foot, right? They don't know the fucking difference. He's tall. And he's honestly getting annoyed. Honestly, like it is crazy how many divorced or single women by choice, right? That's the only way they're able to somewhat afford to live in a decent neighborhood. If they completely focus on their career, or they divorce some idiot and are able to live in an okay neighborhood. He's been dealing with a lot of flirtatious middle-aged women lately, and it's beyond annoying.
Oh god, I'm reminded of this one scene. It was like Kevin James, Adam Sandler, where they pretended to be a gay couple to change the insurance policy for his kids. You ever see that one?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah. Anyway, but like one of the opening scenes is like Kevin James realizes that his insurance policy doesn't cover his kids, and he works as a fireman. So he goes in to get it changed, and they're like, well, and the lady's like, well, you had a period of time after your wife died, like 1 month to change it, and you didn't. He was like, I was mourning. She's like, well, if you change your marital status again, then you could do it. And she indicates that she doesn't have a ring on her finger, and it's like an HR lady.
Oh no! Oh god!
Yeah.
Hell
so
no.
it's like wow, that kind of shit probably is a lot more fucking frequent than you'd think.
It just annoys me so much. It annoys me in the sense of why men have to bring up the wall in the first place for decades now, right? And we've known it since the dawn of time. But why we have to put so much emphasis on the wall is that modern women, they just don't fucking get it. They don't get it. Why will we want to settle or put a ring on a woman that hundreds of other dudes didn't have to lift the finger and got the goodies for free? What same man would do that besides a simp?
Like, honestly, the wall is just a very roundabout way to, of telling women, save your career prospects for after you've been married and had kids.
Yep. I agree. And if you have them young enough, 36, 38.
Because you know what? Like, freaking women in their 40s and 50s, like grandmothers by that point, kids are moved out of the house. Yeah, you know what? Go to college, get your post-secondary. Yes, you're not going to get your fucking line up around the block for your 40-year-old puniti, but if that's the reason that you're going to college, there's cheaper ways to do it.
Okay. So Alex Prince, he brought up another topic, right? Because he's one of the few subscribers that gives me interesting questions that challenges the ideals that I put out there. Not my ideals, but manosphere ideals in general. Men age like fine wine is a cope. Hair turning white, balding, metabolism slows down. See, here's the thing. When we say men age like fine wine, to put it in simpler terms, we age like shit a lot slower.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even a fine wine will age like crap if you put it in a terrible environment.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just put a fine wine on your kitchen counter for 2 decades and expect it to be as good as one that's in a temperature and atmosphere controlled environment optimal to its aging. You still need to look after it. You still need to take care of it.
I agree. And with a lot of men tend to do a lot more laborious jobs per se, or a lot of men that works in a corporate business still has to take care of themselves. There's a lot of factors that comes to this phrase of age like fine wine, because once a woman gets married, right, or she settles down, or she gets a desk job, she completely lets go for the most part. in my opinion. Right.
Yeah.
So with her lifestyle and a man's lifestyle on average is different. A man aging to look like shit, it's a lot slower than a woman.
Okay, but like let's look at like what his specific complaints are. Okay, hair turning white. That does not affect a man's ability to make money.
Agreed.
Balding. That does not affect a man's ability to make money.
Perfect example is Bruce Willis and that one guy in
Jeff Bezos is bald as a fucking egg, and he's the richest man on the planet, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, what would you rather have? Would you rather have all of your hair, or would you rather have Jeff Bezos money?
True.
I'm pretty sure you'd fucking sell your hair for a couple $1 billion.
And there's
metabolism. Yeah, also, metabolism slows down. You go to the gym and you stop eating like shit. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do, metabolism slows down. That just means you need to make some dietary adjustments.
Yeah, and once again, there's countless bald men that still looks good and still successful in the eyes of women as well.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. I think that if your metabolism slowed down, that'd just make bulking easier.
True. You just become big man. Which, in turn, can also be attracted to a lot of women.
Yeah, like if that's the male wall, like white hair, hair loss, and you can't eat as much as you did in your 20s. Oh, how fucking horrible. Oh God, I need to absolutely go get therapy for the depressing future that awaits me.
But the main thing is when it comes to what a woman desires is resources. That is the biggest, one of the biggest factors, right?
Like let's be honest. If your value to women like fucking goes away because your hair turns white, you get bald, and you can't eat or drink like a pig, then you had nothing of value to contribute to their lives anyway, and you were just another temporary fuckboy.
I agree. I definitely agree. I was reading this right quick. Hold up. Yeah, I was trying to figure out his name when Gray went on a freaking savage mode. Jason Statham.
Statham.
Right? Statham. See, look, I'm fucking up today. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Don't worry, he's British. It's understandable.
Yeah. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jeff Bezos, Bruce Willis. Like, it's come on. As long as you have status, power, money, and you somewhat take care of yourself or maintain your lifestyle, even then, that goes so far. Because I guarantee you, Bruce Willis, even though unfortunately he's going through some shit right now, medical-wise, will still be desired by some women out there. Not some, many women out there.
I guarantee you that Bruce Willis is able to pull more tail at 50 than most guys are at 20.
Hell, 30. Because that's what women desire, right? Men looks at the body. Women looks at the
wait, hold on. Wait, check Alex Prince's latest comment.
Oh, okay. Let me check. Bam.
Women prefer men with hair. There's outliers like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, but that's the few. You talk about resources, right? Women don't really need men's money anymore. What the fuck are you smoking? I'd want some.
Bray. Hold up. Wait. Oh, come on, Alex. I don't know if you're trolling or you're serious, but it's too early in the morning, man.
Dude, just fucking take them seriously and roast them as though they're serious. They're gonna make stupid comments. I'm done with fucking Schrodinger's douchebag.
Alex Prince, come on, bro. Like, I'm giving you a chance to. What do you mean by women don't really need men's money anymore? Because I need you to explain that before I answer, just so we're on the same page. Because the chat is like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? If women don't really need men's money anymore, and this is one of many examples, why do they keep requesting men to make at least 6 figures or more?
That's why we have the incel issue now, because women can go after looks instead of men's money. No, they still need the money. It's just the money is taken from the men by the government at the point of a gun. Women still need men's money. They just don't have to fuck them to get it anymore.
That's why we have the incel issue now, because women can go after looks instead of money. See, this is what we're not getting on the same page. They want their cake and eat it too. That's what you're not understanding. They want their cake and eat it too. It's not going after looks instead of men's money. They're going after looks and men's money. You feel me?
Yeah, like they will gladly fucking string a simp along who finances a bunch of shit and then go out and fuck Chad afterwards.
Like, you do know what incel mean, right? I don't think you know what incel means.
No, and then beyond that, it's like, oh yeah, maybe they don't need it when they're in their fucking 20s and they're at peak desirability. Okay. But are you listening to the fucking 30 and 40-year-olds that can't pull Chad every day of the week?
Gray, oh no. Gray, no. No, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alex, you gotta
I'm guessing Alex Prince doesn't have a fucking job.
Alex, you gotta be trolling, bro. Come on, man.
If you think taxes are only spent on fucking purchases via sales tax, by God, man, you're stupid.
Lord. Alex, I never heard that last part of my life. That's how ridiculous your statements are. Right, you're not dying over there, right?
I'm a fucking ghost man. I'm already dead.
I was about to say, I'm here to be Alex, come on, man. Like I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Like I'm really trying not to come at you like that. Like I want you to explain to me your statements, because right now either you have no clue.
He's had 3 fucking chances to explain himself, and this is what he puts out, man. I'm sorry, the dude's got half the IQ points of either of us.
Yeah, it's either that or he's straight up trolling. Like that's the only.
No, that's the thing. No more Schrodinger's douchebag. No more lol. I was just putting out a hot take to get a reaction out of you. No, you say stupid shit on the internet. You're fucking stupid. We are beyond the point where you can call just trolling after saying stupid shit.
Well, it has to be like.
No, there are actually people this fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
I can't. Hold up. Let me because I'm gonna document these statements that we can definitely talk about it in the future, honestly. And once again,
honestly, straight up, one of the future streams is going to be women don't need men's money.
Right.
Just with a question mark at the end, and we'll fucking go into it.
I got nothing against Alex, right? I don't roast people like that, like on their chronicle or whatever. I
don't even know who the fuck this guy is, aside from some rando in chat who's saying stupid shit. If he's got a personality on YouTube outside of here, I don't know him. So I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying, like, I don't just go fucking nuts and roast, right? First off, I'm not funny too. It's just not my style. So I'm definitely gonna be collecting everything that he just said, and we can definitely speak on this. Like, I will document everything. Like he just said something new right now.
Yeah, no, apparently he thinks that taxes are only paid via sales tax. Like he has now gone through that twice. That means he's fucking stupid.
Women spend more money on goods than men in America, which means more tax revenue. LOL. The statistics are there. Alex, come on, bro. You're killing me, bro. I need
Like,
I need a drink.
yeah, but you turned Yeetus to day drinking, Alex. Congratulations.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world. Alex, do you know how taxes work in America?
No, clearly he doesn't. If he thinks taxes come from sales tax, it's not just the world. There is no country on this planet where tax revenue is solely collected from sales tax.
None.
Or even majority collected from sales tax. There's nowhere on this planet, no functioning society where that is the case.
And once again, Alex, we're not trying to make fun of you, but your statements are hilarious.
I don't care. I don't know who this guy is. I can't make fun of the person. I can make fun of the stupid shit he's saying and how it makes him look. I have no idea who he is.
I'm just saying, like, people wants to base the Warband channel on the savage moments that Ribby and Chronic has, which I think is fucking hilarious. I think it's like it's up there, king of comedy type shit, because they don't hold back. But I'm not that type of channel. We're just here trying to talk, have a good time, and Gray is trying to keep his composure right now, Alex. I don't know how much I can keep him calm. I don't know. I honestly, we need to make a stream on this. We ain't going to say, oh, Alex guy, he said this. He said all this. Yeah, let's make it look dumb.
No, okay. Look, like here's my summary. Alex Prince is saying shit that is factually, provably wrong with a level of confidence that tells me he is an idiot.
No.
Maybe he's smart on something else. I don't know, but he's not demonstrating any sort of intelligence here. Maybe he's a fucking nuclear physicist who just doesn't know how taxes work. I got no fucking clue. Well, but I know that I wouldn't trust him to be my accountant.
I will say he's uneducated, or he might as well be stupid. But I think he's more uneducated or straw man.
That he's going to pull out this freaking. That he's going to pull out the word statistics when talking about taxes. Well, not understanding how taxes work. Like, I mean, this is the kind of thing that I'd expect a 15-year-old to say. Like I'm looking at him, I'm assuming that he's at least in his mid-20s. This is something that I expect someone at least 10 years younger than him to say.
Alex, don't you do taxes every year?
Okay, don't you have a job, Alex? Have you ever held a job?
Because
have you ever received a paycheck, like a pay stub, and seen all those little deductions on it?
It hurts every time. But it should say on your paycheck every fucking time the amount of deductibles, aka taxes, are taken out of your paycheck.
I don't necessarily expect him to own property, but at the very least, I would expect him to have held, at the very least, like a minimum wage job once in his life, even if it was just for a couple months, one summer. But maybe he just fucking looked at it, cashed it, and didn't even look at all the little minuses on it.
But I gotta say this right now, chat, everybody in the chat right now, I want you to answer my question. Where are the stats, bro? Show me the stats.
Yeah.
Stats.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. I'll take it all fucking back and formally apologize if you can show me stats that prove that women pay more in sales tax than men do through sales tax and every other tax they pay.
Yep.
You can pull that up. I will fucking formally apologize.
I want my stats right now. Yeah, chat. Yeah, bring it in. I like the stats. I need it. I need to put it in my veins. This is how I survive every morning. Give me the fucking stats.
Gonna grind it up and snort it like it's fucking crack.
Oh yeah.
No. Like, no, you get the stats. You print them out. You roll it up and you fucking smoke it.
Oh shit! I can see the survey, man.
The best rolling papers have stats on them.
But yeah, chat. No worries. We'll address. Honestly, I think it's the perfect time to bring TFM on.
Oh God, yes, please. Let's get TFM on and have a fucking tax stream. Anything finances, we need fucking TFM.
I'm gonna contact TFM today. I will contact him. He's doing. I know he's doing a stream today because he says he does it every Saturday. But I'll make sure I'll get TFM for this issue, because even though I have a decent knowledge when it comes to finances and the economy or whatever, TFM will run circles around me. So I believe he's the best person to break it down.
Yeah, definitely. TFM's the guy to go to when talking about financial and tax related stuff. Absolutely.
I'll make sure it's streamed on Chronic's channel. I'll make sure it's broadcast. Like, he's gonna bring his own people. TFM always brings his people over. So it's going to be a pretty decent size conversation. Decent size debate. We will take these questions or take these statements and we'll give it to TFM, see what he has to say. Hopefully,
just be careful to drip feed them, because if that shit almost killed me, I think it might kill him.
I just hope that he does it. Like, he's like, really, these are your subs, bro? Like, you need to step your game up, man. Like, women pay more taxes than men. Like, he probably just like, all right, I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah, no, TFM. Somebody actually said that in my stream. Like, nah, you pranking me, bro.
Oh God, we're gonna have to like fucking clip this or something.
Oh,
maybe that's going to be some of the content for my channel. I'll just dig through the streams and start posting clips.
Honestly, that's a great idea. Honestly,
yeah, I do need to bulk up the content, so wouldn't be a bad idea while I work on the other shit for it.
I'm waiting for the custom art to be done, so we'll be able to create something similar to what me and Rishi did with our artwork, since you're pretty much on every day.
Yeah, I'm working on some of the silhouettes right now, so yeah, should have something by the end of the day with any luck.
But gentlemen, that's I don't know how to respond to that. I really don't. I really don't. How can you be around all these channels in the manosphere, even if we hate these other channels, even though channels fight within each other like a civil war in the manosphere, we can all agree that men pay way more taxes than women. And you just come out with that bullshit. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, because I'm like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, you gotta. He's like, how detached from reality can a man in his, again, I'm assuming mid-20s be, that he's not aware that there are other sources of tax revenue than sales tax?
Yeah, there's no explanation. There is none.
Like, all I can assume is that this is someone who has never held a job in life and basically only has education, and then went to YouTuber and then went to a YouTube career after getting an education in some non-work related degree.
That's why he was quick to throw out that incel word. because women can focus way more on looks now since they don't need a man's money. Really, really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like that's the only way I can see how you get to your mid-20s and never hold a job. Like you either got like you basically got out of high school, then went to college, and it was either on your parents' paycheck or via student loans.
Like I'm telling you, man, that has to be the case because there's ain't no way, ain't no goddamn way. Hold up, give me a second. Okay, so he's okay. I took a look on his channel. Eh, it's alright. Like he's out there driving through the wilderness and shooting stuff and going to the gym, showing off his gains. But that's it.
Like you think he's monetized enough to be making a living off of it? Like, so you gotta like
No,
no.
no. He's one of those guys that I'm correct, you're not, because look at me, look at you, looks max.
All right, well, just okay. Curiosity, what's the sub count?
Do 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 295.
That's the like okay, 295 or 295K.
Oh, just 295.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the
Right.
type of guys you don't want in your circle. What'd you say, Gray?
Yeah, no, just yeah, I don't. That's the thing. I guess if he was monetized, then because like, you still got to pay tax on YouTube channels, right?
True.
Like I'm pretty sure that that's you still need to pay fucking income tax. So yeah, it makes sense that he's not monetized.
So
Yeah, no, I'm willing to bet that he's like a recent college grad that started the YouTube channel.
yeah, it's either that or he never held a job in his life, or he just couldn't
Either he
read.
never had a job or he never cared about the money from the job. Because, like, surely, like, even if, like, no matter what job you're working, if, like, you're going to get a pay stub and you're going to see the tax deductions.
You literally have to type down numbers for your tax returns. It literally says the different types of taxes that you paid throughout the year.
You know, maybe the IRS needs to know about him because if he's gotten to this age and hasn't paid any taxes,
Nah, you ain't gonna get him up like that. I ain't that petty.
no, but it might be like, hey, Alex Prince, like if there's one thing you learned from the Joker and Al Capone, pay your fucking taxes. Don't fuck with the IRS.
I would never fuck with the IRS. Ever.
Yeah, no, you don't fucking don't fuck with the tax man. Don't fuck with the tax man.
I think they're the worst three-letter agency of them all, in a sense of if they want their money, they're going to get it.
Hey. Honestly, don't fucking talk shit about the IRS. They catch more criminals than the FBI.
Pretty much. Didn't they catch Al Capone?
Yeah, they got Capone.
What? You owe how much? Book 'em, boys. Like wait, hold on. I'm the leader of the cartel. What are you doing?
Like seriously, there are two people in your life that you absolutely must never shortchange: your lawyer and your accountant.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 1,000,000%. Okay, that's true. That will backfire so freaking, man. That would be so bad.
Yeah.
But what's going on, Radha? Everything's good. Yeah, bro, just pretty much outed himself. I agree. I don't know why you just like once again, after I checked his account, I don't think he's a troll. Which makes it so much worse.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like honestly, I think he wasn't trolly enough to be a troll. That said, with the conviction of someone who genuinely believes it and has no real life experience.
Knock knock, sir. Yeets. IRS open up. It'll get so bad. Oh, and you get all your shit taken away, even your cat.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Is like, FBI open up. Do you have a warrant? Oh shit, we'll go get one. IRS open up. Do you have a warrant? It's our house. We don't need a warrant.
She got me there. Oh man, it's gentlemen. Don't out yourself on the stream. But if you don't understand taxes, or if you just need somebody to explain it to you, I will make sure to schedule a live stream next week with TFM. I will bring them in, and it will be me, TFM, and Gray for now. I might bring on one more person, but that depends. Because when it comes to TFM, I don't want to bring in a huge crowd. It never works, ever. Because when TFM is on the road, he can't stop.
The only other person I'd think to bring on would be Hammerhand.
If he's down to join.
That's the thing. That's the only other person I can think of that I'd add on. Otherwise, I'd really just keep it to TFM.
That guy Pete. Yeah, that's another good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get everybody together. Hey, thank you for the super sticker. You're the one that's sending all the stickers before. I remember you. That was a smart marketing move. Now I know who you are. Thank you for the donation, man. And speaking of the donations, if you want to support your boy, best possible way is to click on those two links on top of the chat, Cash App or PayPal. You can do the super chat like what Williamson did, or you can do super thanks. Any donations are appreciated. But I'm glad you guys took time out of your early morning to listen to the shenanigans that's happening. Because even I don't know what's going on at this point.
Oh shit! I didn't know Pete was an accountant. Oh shit! Yeah, he'd definitely be able to contribute.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
According to real names not given, Pete's an accountant.
Well, I guess that's a guy. That's why he's the guy you don't invite to gatherings.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, let's absolutely get the accountant on. I had no idea.
Well, shit, I got his email too. Look, I once again, gentlemen, I can hook it up. And you already know eventually, Little Kush himself is going to join, because I'm sure he'll be interested in the conversation too.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm hyped about this. I'm hyped.
Oh god, yeah. Thank you, Alex Prince, for inspiring the tax stream. We'll have to have a dedication. Like, this stream is dedicated to Alex Prince, who without we would never have thought to start this.
He started. I'm guarantee you, the IRS is patting my back right now. Like, yes, teach the masses.
Hey, I mean, honestly, educating young men about taxes is really something that should be done. Period.
I 1,000,000% agree. I do agree. Even though taxation stuff, I do agree.
Yeah, but like, it's still a part of life, and as Mr. Prince has proven, it's something that we cannot assume every young man has an understanding of.
Yep. The only two things in life are guaranteed is death or taxes. And I still think it's bullshit, but hey, life ain't fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to work with the system we got, not the system we want.
Exactly.
That comes after the collapse.
This is why I like it. Oh, look at that. Do. Where the heck? Okay, there you go. Right, coming up with the stats. 71% of taxes paid by men. Who would have thought? Alex, she's teaching you something today, bro.
That's the thing. I would like to actually get a proper source just so that we can prove that with a link.
Yeah. But I know she's not wrong.
Yeah, no, I know she's accurate, but for the purposes of proving a point, I would like a source. Just
Yeah, it's either I'll look it up or I'll ask TFM if he's just going to bring his own sources.
yeah,
So I'm sure he would rather bring his own. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
yeah. We'll see if we can find something to solidify it, because it would be handy to have that to pull up on a moment's notice.
Right. Do. Oh, okay. Undead Chronic, of course, because everybody thinks Undead Chronic is a misogynistic jock when they don't really know how smart he really is. It's the voice that makes people underestimate Undead Chronic. Undead Chronic is a very smart dude.
I mean, like, I'll be honest, I would not imagine a dude with a full beard and a snake tattoo on his arm as being a full-on biologist that's dealing with enzymes and epigenetics. And yeah, it's like, holy shit, like he talks like I've studied it at a university level, and he talks about shit that I haven't heard of before, but is consistent. So I was like, okay, like, fuck, man.
Where's my link, bro? Where's the stats? Give me the goddamn stats. We ain't leaving until I get the stats.
Like, actually, I've been hearing some stuff on epigenetics that hold on, fucking alarm. Yeah, but one thing on epigenetics I've been curious about is how it relates to temperature. Because I keep hearing from people that like grow up in one temperature climate, and then they move to another one, and their bodies, no matter how long they are, just can't, how long they be there, they just can't adjust. And I would not be surprised if that's tied into epigenetics as well, where certain like genes activate in response to environmental temperature that make people more or less resistant to like hot or cold.
I definitely agree with what you said, man. Why? Because I did not understand half what you just said. I am not a biologist or a genetic physicist or whatever it is.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know Deer as much as Chronic does, but I know enough to understand what he's talking about, and that he's speaking facts.
Yeah. He Chronic talked to me about that before, but I had to have him midstream. Like, hey, like I don't know what that means. You gotta explain it, bro. Like, I gotta follow. I'm trying my best to follow along. I got Google up. To type in the words and shit. At least I'm trying to learn. Like it ain't that. I don't know what it means, so you're wrong. No.
Yeah, and then he throws out polysaccharide, and you're like, how the fuck do you spell that?
Like, what the fuck? Is that a new word in Portuguese? Like, what? Oh, shit. But, gentlemen, everybody in the chat, never stop chasing knowledge. Ever. Never get complacent. Never get content when it comes to knowledge. You will always be learning for the rest of your life. If you say you stop learning, it's because you refuse to learn. You became closed-minded, and that is not good.
Especially these days. There is more information at your fingertips. Like, if the entire internet just fucking froze as it was now, and you had the entirety of the rest of your life to go through it, you'd never run out of things to learn until you died. And that's right at this moment right now.
I agree 1,000,000%. Like, I don't want to hear that BS like, oh yeah, I know a lot. Yeah, okay, you know a lot, but you will never know enough. Ever. Because even though you're a smart dude, I still know something that you don't know when it comes to facts.
Yeah, like 100 is a lot compared to 1, but it's not much compared to 1,000,000,000.
Bingo. Right? Not saying you're going to learn everything, like we will never learn everything unless we have some technology that we can download the internet to our minds or wherever it is. Even then, we won't learn everything.
Yeah, and then like everything, like that would really only cover what humans are aware of and have published. The actual facts about the universe, like we have scientifically determined we cannot know everything. There's a time barrier stopping us from knowing shit.
Exactly. Which makes the experience much more fun.
Like there will all like so far as we've been able to determine, there's always going to be some here be dragons when it comes to knowledge.
Elaborate on that.
Well, basically, when sailors were putting down the maps, like back in the old days, or just cartographers writing maps, and there were big blank areas that they didn't know, they just put "Here be dragons" in like all caps.
Okay. I learned something new today.
I don't know if that was what they did all the time, but that's kind of the joke that goes around, that every time there's big unknown areas on a map, you just scroll in "Here be dragons." So, like, but there's going to be that with science, because there's going to be, no matter how advanced our tools get, like, unless our understanding of physics undergoes some sort of fundamental change, which maybe could happen, I doubt, but theoretically, maybe there's something that we missed. But like, we can't go back to like the Big Bang and very shortly after the Big Bang, so we never will actually know what the Big Bang was. We can only see the aftermath of the Big Bang and hypothesize prior to it, but we'll never know.
You're not wrong whatsoever. And I want to point out, did you see the comment yesterday on the last live stream of somebody say, I'm the Joe Rogan of the Warband?
No. I didn't see that, but it does make sense. I think that you've definitely held the largest rotation of guests.
That is true. And I got, even though Under Chronic has years on me,
Hey.
I have hundreds of live streams already.
And you know what? It's much better than being called the Tim Pool of the Warband.
Oh, I'll be so offended. Oh, where's your beanie at, Yeetus? But I didn't know how to feel. I'm like, you know what? Like, he's not wrong, honestly. Like, I'm the chill dude that just want to talk about certain topics with certain guests. You know, it just, get some exchange of knowledge, pretty much.
And despite Chronic's best efforts, you still have the highest podcast count.
That is true. Even though he had live streams before, if we compared to the current, shows, I do have more. So mainly because I did get lazy with the videos for a couple of months. It's a lot easier for me to go off the hip than to plan out a video. That's just me. I can't do let me write a script and let me do the editing and let me do the links and all that. It gets annoying after a while.
Yeah, no, I know that, because I'm starting to work on the one video. It's like, okay, get the script. Okay, I'm going to need a whole bunch of different title cards. Am I going to get stock footage? Am I going to get stock photos? Okay, I got to get some textures so I can make some overlays. Going to have to make the avatar so I can have the intro, plan out the intro. Yeah, I get
it. Yeah, it's way easier to just sit down and just like, all right, we're live, But yeah, like he's not wrong. Hey, I guess I am the Joe Rogan of the Warband, because technically most of my content is based around live streams that has a podcast like theme.
So when you get a red pill Alex Jones?
Red pill Alex Jones, bro. If I can get Alex Jones on here, I'll my channel will be deleted in like 2 seconds. But I just want him to join and just go on a rage. No talking. I just want.
Well, no, but what if it was like a Rumble or Odyssey exclusive?
Honestly, I'll be down. I'll definitely be down.
Because I mean, like, I think you can stream on. I'm pretty sure you can stream on Rumble, and yeah, honestly, I think that'd be something if we could somehow manage it. I don't know. Maybe we got to get your numbers up, but
Yeah, I'm thinking if I can at least get 50K or more, I'll attract bigger people. The
everyone
biggest
in the
person.
chat start making like 100 alt accounts. We got to pump these numbers.
Oh god, the biggest person that knows who I am is Poor Man Podcast, and he's still growing at a insane rate. I think he's in 600,000 subs right now. Let me see. I got you right now. Give me 1 second.
Actually, another guest that could get on here that would probably be interesting. Young Rippa59.
Who's that?
He does a whole lot of comic commentary and is very much advocating for creating like our own comics, our own like parallel economy. I think he's actually like really starting to launch a whole bunch of his merch. Hammerhand's mentioned him a bunch of times.
Isn't he the one that does reaction stuff as well?
I don't know if he does any reaction. He largely does a podcast format and then uploads a whole bunch of clips of it.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
I looked just now. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would be perfect if we had a conversation. I really believe that conversation will go far if I at least go on his channel at least.
Well, I don't know if he has guests on. That's the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. If he comes
That's the thing.
over,
So I think like bring him over here, and then he can like promote and shill his stuff over here.
Yeah,
and we can talk like parallel economies and tokenization and shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. Oh yeah, and of course you join too because I'm like, hey, no collaboration without my boy Gray. And you're like, fair enough. Because he takes it a step further. That's his motto. But what else do we talk about when it comes to when the man goes over the hill, like the comparisons, like what else do you have?
Let's see what we've got for on the fertility scale. Again, it's very much the hill. Male fertility, like it doesn't drop off. Like there's no saying that older men won't be able to produce quite as much, and a lot of it does depend on health too. Like if you are like obese and sedentary later in life, you're probably going to have a lot harder time than the guy who goes to the gym 3 days a week.
I agree.
So like a gradual fall off on the reproductive angle. Financial angle we've covered pretty thoroughly. Looks like, let's be honest, I'm willing to bet that there's a ton of women that would still get with Arnold Schwarzenegger even as he is right now.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, he is a complete outlier because he is
true. Like he is like Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, but
yeah. But they definitely didn't deal with him for his looks. No.
But let's be honest. Okay, let's be fair. Schwarzenegger still looks better than a whole bunch of guys in their 20s to 30s these days.
True. How old is he now? Let me see.
I think he's in his 70s.
Arnold. 74 years old. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even look 74.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like older men up into their 70s can still look better than men 50 years younger than them.
I completely agree. And then having the status, the power, the money on top of that, that's why I say eventually you can't compete with a man that's at his financial peak. You can't compete with him.
Yeah.
He's the winner, unless you're Chad Tyrone. He's the winner when it comes to getting that puniti.
So that's the thing. Like in terms of age, like men just have a long ass. Like was right. By the time men are no longer capable of getting a woman due to age, they no longer care.
I agree.
Like by the time they get to that age, a woman brings absolutely no benefit into their life, and at most, they just want someone to talk to.
Yes, and we forgot to mention the woman's reproductive system. Even though we all know, but we have to compare it, right?
It starts early. It starts early. It peaks early, and like past 30, like you're running a hell of a lot higher genetic risks. I think Chronic said like being with a woman, like a child from a woman over 35 has as much genetic damage as a first cousin.
I definitely agree. I've seen older women get babies with defects all the time.
Yeah,
at least in my community.
Now, okay, here's the thing. Personally, I think that it's older women having kids that is responsible for the rise of autism, and it was blamed on vaccines as a way of avoiding responsibility.
Of course, gentlemen. Right? Am I right? Am I right, chat?
Now, given all the shit that's happened around the beer bug and the clot shot, that's actually lent me to being a little more suspicious about that particular type of medication. But back when it was initially coming out, I don't know, it felt like it was just a way of deflecting. Like older women, like women are having kids older, and those kids are having more genetic problems. Let's blame something other than older women having kids so that they stay in the workforce.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, Free Ross, I did accidentally drop the V word, but it wasn't in reference to the modern clot shot. So,
but at the end of the day, to keep it simple, a woman's eggs turn to dust by the time they're in their early 40s.
Yeah,
it's over. So they are not as attractive anymore, right? They're losing their looks. They can't have babies, and for some reason, well, we know the reason. They have pair bonding struggles, right? And they're in their late 30s, early 40s. Nothing that man wants. That's the price to pay, in the sense of, how do I say, how nature keeps things balanced, of how a woman is able to get ahead in life just for her existence. Her journey ends very soon and very quickly.
And here's the thing, like, it would be one thing if they were actually independent and equivalent to a man and could finance their own life. Because then, then they could be childless, but they could still be productive members of society well into old age and find value that way. But that's not the case. And we're seeing the consequences of that today. Like the very fact that I think highly recently, RPM did a video on it yesterday. Like a whole bunch of women came into Congress crying about how tough work was and that they needed more paid leave.
I'm sorry, it just gets so annoying.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that aspect, I'm like, that's literally how it is. In a man's world, he has to work hard to get into a position later on in his life. He may get lucky and he'll get a good position, when he's born, like born to royalty or got like genetics. But most men have to fight to get to the top, right? And that's how things balance out. Since a young woman have to find the best possible mate quickly before her eggs turn to dust, she's looking high in that hierarchy, looking at the tippity top of that pyramid, and it sees that one guy, or not one guy, multiple guys that got there because of their godlike genetics, or they busted their ass and obtained the power, status, and respect.
And this is the thing, like this is the evolutionary perspective of why superior genetics aren't everything. Because it's not enough to just have children. You have to have grandchildren. Because Mr. fucking perfect genetics everywhere. Yeah, sure, he might have a lot of kids, but unless those kids survive to reproductive age, the line is still over.
I agree. When it comes to that aspect, yeah, it just if she doesn't have a man around, right? Especially if if society isn't as comfortable like it is right now, she is still in big danger. Some random guy running at her on some like, "Ooh, look at me! I'm a monster. I'm gonna take you as my bride. Who the hell are these kids?" And then yeet them to heaven.
Okay, no, honestly, yeeting them to heaven would be fucking nice. What's far more like, because here's the thing: imagine like you're a woman, you get like perfect fucking genetics from a man, you've got like the most beautiful kid, and then some billionaire comes by and's like, "Hey, I want that from a private island."
Yeah, that's freaking yeah. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
like
about. I don't want to.
like your fucking genetic line's over, right there.
Yeah. You're not wrong whatsoever. But I was distracted by this comment. Did you hear they're pushing for a period sick leave now?
Paid period leave.
Like I said before, gentlemen, they want equity. They don't want equality. They want equal outcomes, equal results, equal rewards without lifting a finger. How much more proof do you need?
Does that mean that if I identify as a woman, I can get like a week off every month?
Yeah, technically. And why do you think they beat their chest on how strong and independent they are until they get to the divorce courts?
I mean, as introducing that, like, okay, wait, if they introduce that, then the next thing that they'll have to introduce is a you can't fire women bill and you have to hire women bill. That's literally what they're going to have to introduce after that, because every woman is going to find them being much less desirable for a job the instant they become that much of a liability.
Well, there'll be a lot more men leaving the corporate world besides CEOs and stuff. The average corporate
So
guy.
you know what? Fuck it. I completely approve of the government enforcing paid period leave. 1000%.
That's just gonna reinforce. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
1000%. I am completely behind this. Rah feminism.
it's just going to further prove that the wage gap is bullshit. Even though we knew for decades, but if they gave them more paid leave, just because biology, that would just prove even more about the wage gap nonsense.
No, okay, hey, look. I mean, dude, it solves two fucking problems. A, fewer women are going to be hired, which opens up job opportunities for men. And two, there's going to be fewer menstruating women in the office.
Yep.
I do not see a single loss for your average working man in this case.
That's true. But before we end this, because we have been going on for a while, do you have anything to summarize what we talked about today?
We've covered basically everything, but I think the one message I'd like to get out there is men under the age of 30. Your life has not even truly begun. Rather than trying to reach some fantasy of what you think your life should be, spend these years focusing on building up yourself so that at 30 you can hit the ground running with as few burdens as possible.
I agree 1,000,000%. I agree. And I'll read Island Hermit's comment before we wind down. I think Johnny Depp is close to 60 and young women still want to bang him. You just got to make sure you stay in the gym, stay in shape. Guys, that way you'll age gracefully. Yep. I agree. I know Johnny Depp works out. He definitely works out. He doesn't show any videos, but he talks a lot about he's health conscious. So I best believe he works out. But when it comes to the topic today, gentlemen, and a couple ladies, the ones that usually watch, this is another example of why the men and women are equal nonsense is bullshit. Because once again, when the left or SJWs or feminists, they want to say, oh, men and women are equal in every way. Anytime you show any differences, they just freak out, right? Because you can't argue facts. You can't argue science. Well, now they're trying to argue science, but you just can't argue the truth, okay? Men and women are different when it comes to the wall. Well, that's why it makes no sense when women are like, oh, but men can hit the wall too with their looks. They can go a little bit. Sure, yeah, we lose looks as well, but to majority of women, that's not their primary concern for a long-term relationship. A man's primary concern for a long-term relationship is the beauty, is her loyalty, is her fertility, her youthfulness. That is our main concern. That's why her looks are a big factor on why we talk about the wall a lot. But of course, you guys want to throw it back on the men with the same analogy. It's not the same. It's not. You guys are way more focused on not just on the quote unquote looks. You focus more on the resources. You focus more on the power, the respect, the status, all that. That's the main thing you look for when it comes to a long-term relationship. There's a difference between a fuck buddy and a long-term relationship. So when we put all that together, yeah, a man doesn't have a wall. In fact, a man has that over the hill, like what Grace said, because one day a man will be unable to put in the work when it comes to bringing in resources and stuff. It's over once he's too old to work and stuff. But if he busted his ass for all these years, he has a good reputation, he got his money right, the community respects him. And if he's able to take care of himself well enough, he can still look presentable. His sexual market value will never really go away. It will disappear over time, yeah. But I believe as long as that man did a good job, put in the work, and proved himself, was able to say, hey, I'm that guy, I'm that dude that brought change to the world, whether it's for selfish reasons or just to help out the community or blah, blah, blah. Women are way more worried about that long term. Because whoever they attach to, they want to elevate their status. Whether it's good or bad, they want to elevate their status. Because they want to get with a man that's able to, they're able to sweet talk into their ear and do things that she wants to do. She wants that type of power. She wants that big guy to do all the work for her in the sense of, protection and security and resources. That looks nonsense, that's just for a one-night stand for women. For a man, the looks nonsense, that's critical when it comes to a long-term relationship. I'm just comparing the two gentlemen, saying that once again, with this wall nonsense, it's different. Once again, men and women are different. Oh no, we're different. Oh my god. Oh, men has a slow ascent up the hill. He enjoys the view when he reaches his peak. Like, yes, this is nice. And then he just walks. He descends down the hill slowly. Just walks into the sunset. Just weans out. Just slowly decays. A woman, she's gotten the power of getting things that she wants because of her existence. Just because she is. But unfortunately, the consequences in nature is if you don't latch down a top tier man, your journey will be at a abrupt end, and sometimes women don't even realize it. The wall comes in so quickly. It's like a car going to a wall at 100 miles per hour. The wall comes in so quick. They really believe that in their late 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, they can still ride the carousel. And then when they're officially done, when they're in their 50s and 60s, like, yeah, I'm done riding thousands of men. Where's that Prince Charming? He should be waiting right here for me. Why is he nowhere to be found? What? Prince Charming is supposed to be here to put a ring on my finger, on my wrinkly, sagging skin finger. I'm just explaining the differences, gentlemen. You guys need to understand. Everything's good on your end, Gray?
Yep, all good.
All right, y'all. This was a great conversation. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. Anybody that donated, thank you very much. You can still donate. Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat, Super Thanks. I'll put the links on the comment section after we're done. Hell, if you want me to talk about a topic, you can donate if you want me to talk about a topic. If there's something that we have not thought about before, I'll put out my email as well, right? Because, once again, I don't do that paywall bullshit. But if you feel like there's a topic you want me to talk about that's important, I'm down to do it. Are you down to do it, Gray?
Absolutely.
All right, good. All right, this is Sir Yeetus and Gray. Hopefully you had a shit ton of gems dropped on you this morning. And if you're not able to listen to it now, hopefully you can listen to it when you come back from work or at lunch, whenever. It's all good to me. Okay, give me your feedback, guys. Give me what you think about it. And once again, I'm not joking about contacting TFM about that Alex nonsense. That was fucking nonsense. All right. We are definitely going to have an important conversation about finances / taxes and the economy in general. But we are out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.